You ready?
Yes.
And I thought today was a good work day. The guys came out. I thought we got it was an intense practice. It was one that we got some good work. Also broke up a little bit more for scouts just with some of the diversity of what we're going to see. They're from Syracuse, but I thought we still got good speed, competitive spirit. I thought guys approached the day to get better, and all in all, I thought we got some good work in, continuing to emphasize on the fundamentals and the corrections that are necessary, as well as implementing the game plan for Syracuse here Saturday. All right.
Does their offense change a ton with the different quarterbacks, or is it kind of...
They've done a really good job of establishing run game, and they've got a dynamic back. The quarterback can definitely run. Big kid, has a good arm. It's just he has a great deal of talent. They're going to have a specific plan for him and what they want to do. We've seen a little bit of it implemented, but they're gonna have a plan for us. And so we've got to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, communicating, doing a great job, and then we got to trust what we see, and then you'll be able to react to that with a relentless pursuit to the ball.
How far, we've asked you a few times during the course of the season, how that competition for those continuing to...
There's some really good moments, and there's some things that he's just continuing to grow with, and just overall understanding. But I'm excited about the steps I'm seeing. He knows that at any point he's a play away, and that was the case this last week. And he's preparing like that. So I really enjoy seeing the ownership of the offense, and just how he is responding and how he's growing and developing. It's impressive.
Was there more good on good, like scholarship off scholarship stuff today than usual at a practice?
No, as I mentioned earlier, we had enough of it, but there was one or two periods that were not, where we still got scouts because of the versatility of what Syracuse shows. We wanted to make sure we got our guys a little bit more of a preview of that, and not trying to cross train two different things for our guys.
Is that the most dangerous 1-2 punch you guys have maybe seen in terms of quarterback and running back?
We've seen some pretty good combinations, but this is a very talented running attack. These guys, they can make you pay. You've got to be tight on your fits. You've got to come when you get there. You better come with your feet and all that you have. These guys they've done a really nice job. You look at it, they're 3-1 for a reason. That was a big win this last Saturday for them against a very quality team. You look at defensively, they're playing lights out. These guys are attacking, play really hard, aggressive to the ball. They're going to come after you. There's not many games or many times where you don't see them blitzing at a very high percentage, but it's all controlled. They're not giving up a ton of big plays. So we've got to be on point, play with our eyes, and it's gonna be a great challenge for our football team.
I know you don't get to watch a lot of other games, but last weekend was another weekend with a lot of big upsets with the Sutherland down the Green. Does it seem like the gap between the quote-unquote power schools and the other schools is shrinking?
I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. You talk about transfer portal, you talk about things that guys getting different opportunities. Evaluation and recruiting. That's something that's critical, and I think that as early as recruiting is going now, and we're right there in it. It's the evaluation and then the continued evaluation of the young men that you're bringing into your program. And there's some guys that are late developers that certain teams don't have a spot for, or those guys are going to I say smaller schools, but either lower level schools, and very talented. And so it is you're definitely seeing a reduced separation when it comes to that in those. I was a part of that the last place I was at. We were number of top 25 wins that we had. It was probably didn't match up when it came to the recruiting part of it, but we identify and you do a good job in evaluations, and that's what we want. We want it all here. We want to go after the best, the brightest, but with the best guys that fit us, that are going to be able to translate that to great success on the field.
Coach, do you have metrics that you're using to evaluate progress throughout the season?
Yeah.
Team goals, objectives?
Yeah, we have and we talked about a lot, just the base objectives of what it is to play winning football. And, that is owning the football, it's playing discipline, being great in special teams. third downs and red zone. And that's one of the things that we're always going to focus on. But then each week, there's a matchup, and what are the things in a matchup that we're going to have to do to be able to be successful. And I think that, and I'll always address that with the guys throughout the course of the week. And we go back at the end of it, and you get graded on it, and it's pretty clear and evident the reasons why you come up short are we're not achieving at those areas that are essential for us to have success in any game, but then also having a focus to the individual week.
Are the players able to use that as an encouragement that they're getting better? Or
I mean every player gets graded. We have some position groups that are playing at a high level. We have some position groups that are not playing at as high of a level, and the part of our job is to evaluate, to assess, to be honest in where that is, and if we're not seeing the right response, or if there's guys that are not as being productive, we've got to look at different things from a personnel standpoint, or what we're asking guys to do from a conceptual standpoint. So I feel like we're getting a good sense of where that's at. I'd like for that to have, some of the things that we've seen that have been mistakes, or things where we have struggled, has not all shown up on the practice field, and that's one of the things that's challenging as a coach. And there's some unexpected things that I thought might have been a bigger strength that in the moment for whatever reason. Sometimes it's confidence issues, sometimes it's things that are going on in a variety of different other ways in these kids' lives, and those are things that we have to work through. And it's a fun challenge as a coach, but it's one that we embrace and we're continuing to do throughout each week and after games and throughout the week of practice.
It seems like the response has been good at this point. And what do you attribute that to?
I think we have kids that really believe. I think they want to be successful. I know I've said it a few weeks in a row, and I'm tired of saying it, but with all the right intentions of what we want to do, just in the moment, sometimes we've operated almost outside of it, and it's just keeping that focus, play in and play out, making sure that we're trusting those fundamentals. Today's practice, I had a couple players that I've really challenged in the last couple weeks, that we need to see the fundamentals show up that I know they're capable of executing. And today, for whatever reason, it was on point, and they performed better. And so you're building that confidence, and then that's got to show up for 3.5 hours come Saturday.
On that Jay Sean's long run, it was already a good run until he made that cut, kind of the second level. As a coach, how much fun is it to see a guy do things like that?
That is a perfect example. You take Jay Sean a year ago, and he would get in open field, and there were times that he would be 7-8 yards from the safety and start making a cut, and the safety had enough time to maybe get a hand on it. That cutting the inside shoulder, that something we talk about, something we emphasize, but to see that the tracks that he was running, and the belief in that his feet would make him right, to be able to cut the inside shoulder, and that was a thing of beauty. And that is somebody that is bought into what he's trying to do, and trying to be the best guy that he can be, and then trusting what his ability is. That's one of the things you just gotta, as you're talking to these kids, you're giving those evaluations that we talked about. It's also just the belief that they can. They just got to trust that in the moment. And that was, I thought that was my favorite plays that we've had, because I know what we had seen, and I know what was put on display, and that growth that he's done, and the investment he's made is really showing up.
How does Maurice make you guys better if he's able to go?
Just athleticism, toughness. Just the things that he can do. It allows us to have a little bit more depth there inside. Bayon's a guy that's played center and guards, but it allows that. If we need a rotation, or we need guys that that might be battling through some things right now, it allows us a little bit more flexibility there. Maurice is a really good player. Last year he's a freshman All-American for a good reason. I thought he showed growth. He's bigger, stronger, more confident in the calls and the ownership of the offense. So I'm excited about the steps I've seen from him, and hopefully we'll be able to see where he's at here as the week goes on. But it's good to see him getting work today.
You and Ken, you're very like-minded, but is there enough kind of differing that you like between you and Kenny philosophically, that there's good ideas being done? So if there's 10 down and distance.
No, that's
you got
yeah. No, it's and that's one of the things that I've always liked about him is that he is very transparent in his feelings and thoughts, and so it is. We definitely do not always agree. We always have the same mindset of what we're trying to do and how we want to do it. But I don't want a staff where everybody's just, oh yes, this is what it, that's not a good. You're not going to have enough creative and challenging thoughts to be able to. As a coach and as a leader, I think it's always important that you have to be able to explain your why, because for kids nowadays, they need to hear it. You can, the days of old, just do what I tell you to do. That doesn't work. I mean, there's too much out there. So being able to explain the why. And there's times that, well, why do we do this on a certain play? Well, why are we doing this? Why do I want that done? If I can't explain that, then I probably need to rethink and reflect on what we're asking guys to do. And so, we've had that type of relationship, for many years. And I think that's one of the things that allows us to work well together. I mean, there's times that it's probably irritating working together, but I enjoy Coach Dillingham, and I think he's a really sharp coordinator, football coach, and I mean just the way that he approaches the work is it's impressive.
Anything else? Just last one. Is the running game going to maybe start to become more of an identity than you thought, perhaps going into the season as the season wears on?
Well, I mean, I think it's been a pretty good piece of the identity. You also have to. There's a lot of factors that go into it. And it's one, what are you getting? I mean, there's times that we're going to run into questionable numbers and put guys in the best one-on-ones possible. But then on the flip side of it, there's game situations that go into play with it.